light on the other side. I feel the pages turning, I see the candle burning down before my eyes, before my wild eyes.
Alright, so I'm talking about security in the enclosure, the size of the enclosure. So basically, when you first get your ornate monitor or your monitorless, no matter what the size, I'm a believer that even though I do use an interactive, I should say a non-interactive approach, where I let the animal get used to me as opposed to me force handling the animal, I think that a smaller enclosure benefits a juvenile monitor. Now, in the perfect world, a lot of monitors tend to hang out in the trees to stay away from predators and things like that. However, you know, some of the terrestrial rainforest species and some of the semi-aquatics, they're not really, they're kind of split. Well, they'll stay on the forest floor where the leaves and there's coverage and stuff like that. And underneath those leaves and coverage, the humidity is extremely high because it's, basically, moist soil, give or take, being covered. So it's going to kind of incubate, more or less. This is very broad. So what I like to do is I like to have an enclosure that is at least 3 times the length of the monitor square. So if I have an 8-inch monitor comes in, I'm gonna put it in a 24 by 24. That's pretty much what that is. If I have a larger monitor, so on and so forth, when they start getting about 6 feet, the space gets restricted. I do keep my animals in 8 by 4 by 3.5s. I basically toggle between that and 10 by 5s, give or take space. When I move, I plan on getting 10 by 10s in a perfect world if I can get the square footage, if I can muster it. I'm totally ready to decrease my collection just to give certain animals premium space, especially my larger ones. So when you first get your enclosure shouldn't be a fish tank. It should be a custom enclosure. I use PM Herps. I'll use the link below. I'm not affiliated, and I use those enclosures for my juveniles. And then after PM Herps, after they get about 1.5 feet, which is kind of reaching because of the 24 by 24. Once they get about 1.5 feet, then I go ahead and put them into like a 4 foot by 6, a 6 by 4 by 3.5, and then so on and so forth. I edge them up every time they gain about another 2 feet. So that's how I do it. I do gradual transitions in enclosures. The enclosure in small proximity, the animal's a lot more secure. The animal can see you messing around in the enclosure. The animal gets used to you. That kind of helps with my non-interactive conditioning. I'll let your boy.